The mics are dead, but I'm just telling you.
Let's get it right. Yeah, when he told me he wasn't gonna carry it no more, I was like, I won't be carrying that no more. I said, I can't come back.
Because we didn't have nobody back there. That night. That was our quality on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back there cooking, prepping, ordering your inventory.
Mm-hmm. And there was a late night spot too, so you could roll through 11 o'clock. I was a winner there.
You ready? Y'all ready?
The mics ain't up. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We're ready. The mics ain't up.
You don't let me eat the mic.
I'm still asleep, but I'm gonna be up in a minute. I mean, stop the teach. Oh, and sing a little bit.
Wake up, yeah.
Wake up, yeah.
Wake up, yeah.
Wake up.
No race.
How you say turn off the light? Wake up.
Create a color. What they say, we need each other.
We need each other. You people finna think we crazy.
That's okay.
We need each other. Wake up. I don't think y'all up yet. No.
No,
I'm almost there now.
What?
I'm on backwards thinking. I ain't never caught that part right there. Y'all backwards thinking now.
Each and every day. Teach them.
And the adults too.
That's your part, that you know.
Oh, Lord.
And that's his part. When he say teach the baby,
old dog.
And teach the baby. Listen. Good morning. This is Qiana.
That's King Jab.
And it's the intellectual gangster.
And this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
CC.
And we are redefining what is cool.
Because smart is the new gangster.
Yes, it is.
Smart really the only gangster, but we'll let y'all have the new.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Because it's new to y'all, but it's really the only. Because you know what I mean? Even when you was in the gangster stuff, you don't leave the smart one. I'll stop with that.
People used to pay dumb. They didn't want people to know how smart they was because they thought it wasn't cool at one point. Come on.
I've always been a nerd. Yeah, man, I like it. These are the words King Jab, y'all. Even in my days of, in the TRAP, I might be in there reading Hannibal or something. You know what I mean? I'm reading a book. You know what I mean? I never backed away from that. You know what I mean?
From the smart. I mean, listen. Smart is the new gangster, the old gangster. Being smart is just being cool.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna just throw it out there. Happy holiday, fellas.
Happy holiday. Happy New Year.
Everybody is enjoying. Did y'all do y'all barbecue and stuff yesterday?
No, you barbecued yesterday for the day. There will be a flag on the plate. It's hit to the ground and he was down.
No, because a lot of people will celebrate the day before. So today is just a free day to just kind of like woosah.
Well, okay, yeah, all right, cool.
So no flag on the plate.
Yes, it's still a flag.
Why gotta be a flag on the plate? Because you still did as much work as you would have done. Good morning, Crystal.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I ain't gonna go there. Because I go into food and beverage Jab, and we got a whole itinerary today.
Oh, what's at your house today, Jab? Is the question.
ain't doing a lot, but I'm doing a little something.
Is it an open invitation for like everybody?
Ooh, if you know where I'm at, come on.
Well, most people,
I ain't giving out the address, but if you know where I'm at, hey, man,
most people pull up at Agape.
I would not be at Agape.
You won't be at Agape.
Not today.
Mm-mm.
I did open up to sell a few ladies some all white, like for the all white party.
So the all white party looked like it was swinging and banging.
Yeah, I missed it, but I enjoyed seeing people enjoy it.
So let me tell you, I missed it as well. Like we had this weekend was full of like a lot of stuff to do. Like we had weddings, Cheyenne had to sing to.
Shout out to whoever was married.
Yes, it was my brother and Janelle's wedding anniversary.
Okay. Happy anniversary.
Don't tell me what year, cause they just like y'all, they done been together since they were like 2.
Wow.
No,
Both
actually,
Dr. Javon Harvey. It was their wedding anniversary.
yeah, Javon and Javon.
Javon and Javon. So.
Yeah, I saw that as well. No, Corey and Janelle been together since like their 9th grade year in high school.
Who? Corella?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they've been together since I knew Corey.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah. since I've known Corey. Yeah.
so we
Shout out to
went.
my brother Corey.
Yeah. So happy anniversaries to everybody who got married this week. Well, that ain't an anniversary yet because they ain't did it yet. So shout out to everybody who got married. Congratulations. Shout out and happy anniversary to everybody who married in the past.
And shout out again to Corey. That's one of my brothers that'll call you and drop some positivity on your day now.
Oh,
You get a call from Corey, answer it now. It's gonna be a little weird, but it's gonna be positive. That's my dog, man. Corey he be in Corey's world, man. Like you, like the brand is the brand, cause Corey definitely be in his world.
Yeah. He's definitely in Corey's world at this point, which is pretty cool to be honest. Like it's really, really dope. Like so.
Definitely. What's? I can't find our outline from yesterday.
So,
we
okay.
had it with my
we want to go around the world. Right?
Oh yeah, we gotta say good morning around the world.
Say good morning around the world. And listen, your Khoisan and your Zulu got rave reviews. Q.
Oh.
So, in your pronunciation of the sound, they got rave reviews. So everybody.
I'm actually hating now. I feel like I missed something, but go proceed.
Okay, come on,
Everybody
let's
wanted to hear Qiana say
toilet.
I'm not trying.
Toilet.
I'm a pass. I believe in practice. So I'll be at Lakewood Field trying that, going around the track, practicing that word.
Well, that's one of the original languages was Khoisan. The Khoisan people are the oldest people on the planet Earth. They have the longest birth record of anybody else on the planet Earth. And when you look at them, they're little small, gold brown skinned people with eyes that we would call Asian. And if you remember,
Sound like my wife.
Okay.
Elijah Muhammad said that the original man was the Asiatic black man, not the black man who actually lived in Asia, but one who had the features of what we would call Asiatic. These were the original people on the planet, and they were actually they're brown and light brown skin.
And they were the ones that the Asians came from.
Exactly.
Go proceed.
That's the truth. If you look at the island of Madagascar, the Malagasy people look exactly like the people who in Indonesia. So we had a few diasporas around the world before our major diasporas of the modern era. So let's start. We're going east to west or west to east? Call
it don't matter.
West side with me, baby.
We're going
let's
west.
do. Okay, so we're gonna
west
do a good 6 of them.
We're gonna do 6 of them.
Well, let's do 6.
All right. So
you want to do more?
Well, we can start Anglophone. Let's do.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, what's up?
As we make our way down, we're gonna say, let's cut through Cajun. Let's cut through Arcadian, and let's say bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bon ton roulé.
I definitely
Bon
want to learn.
temps
Bon ton roulé. Let the good times roll. Right. Roulez bon ton
Why you
roulé.
rolling your neck when you say it? Like, go. I'm sorry.
Why are you
I'm serving y'all. Just go proceed, please.
Okay, go ahead. Go to my.
I'm a little bit from the British Isles in the Great and Lesser Antilles. We're gonna say wagwan.
Wagwan.
So we're gonna say good morning to you. Everything I eat in Jamaica, everything I eat in Tampa,
Everything I eat.
like India, I
I.
That's it. Going down through Central America, we're gonna say Buenos Dias in Mexico de F, Guatemala.
Buenos dias.
Tegucigalpa, Honduras, San Salvador, El Salvador, Managua, Nicaragua, San Jose, Costa Rica, Panama, and over into the Caribbean, La Habana, Cuba, Santiago, Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. And we're going to say Buenos Dias everywhere, way back for all our Cubans.
Buenos dias!
Yeah, I mean with the Cubans,
Cuba is responsible for so much, and Afro Cuba gave the world so much. Cuba is what liberated Africa. Cuba troops sent by Fidel Castro liberated Angola, liberated Mozambique, liberated South Africa. They liberated Namibia. So we think Cuba from the African world going down through South America, Caracas, Venezuela, Bogotá, Colombia, Quito, Ecuador, Lima, Peru, La Paz, Bolivia, Santiago, Chile, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Montevideo, Uruguay, Asunción, Paraguay. Say Buenos Dias to all of them and say Bom Dia in Portuguese.
Bom dia.
In Brazil, which is our second home. There are more of us in Brazil than any other place in the world except Nigeria. So they're more.
That's why they be having the Brazilian list. Yes. They think it's us. But go ahead.
Okay, so one of my, like when I talk to young ladies, I swear I push young black ladies in the medical field towards plastic surgery because I feel like that's an industry that they should be able to take over because the world is making women to look like black women.
Come on now.
Go ahead, proceed, because I heard a bunch of plug talking.
we got bonjour in francophone nations like Martinique and Guadeloupe.
Okay.
And in Haiti, we want to say sac passé.
Sac passé.
Naboulé.
Baboulé.
So we got our francophone nations in Africa. We say the same thing. Our lusophone nations, we say bon dia and we say buenos dias. As we move up the coast, we want to hit North Africa. We want to say sabah khair. Sabah khair. كيف حالك? كيف حالك أهلي?
كيف حالك?
That too.
That.
So, كيف حالك means how are you? Sabah khair means morning of life. A morning of life. Okay. Going down to Kiswahili, we got Habaragani. Habaragani, which is the international African language. Kiswahili is, and the response to that is Uhuru Sasa.
Uhuru Sasa.
Uhuru Sasa.
That sounds.
Freedom now.
Yeah, that sounds like either you get that freedom up, I want to fight.
I like
the way that sounds. Is what was had. That would sound like.
Say it with your chest.
That would sound like to me was had.
Occupied Tanzania, South Africa, we say Izwele.
Izwele,
which means it's ours. The land is ours. It belongs to us. Hop on over. One of Qiana's favorite countries, Germany. It's all about German and our Dutch-speaking people. We say Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Why that end up being my favorite?
Because you always struggle with Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
See, that's it. You put a D where the T's supposed to go. That's all right, don't you? Look, we do it where we do it. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Gluten. Yeah.
Take the L out.
That's it.
Gluten.
See, I'm like
gluten.
I'm like not gonna say nothing but a professional.
You ain't even saying good morning to people, so like you ain't even got nothing to say. You making your face. You talking about my head rolling and all. At least I'm participating.
Hey man, I'm enjoying. I'm learning.
And then they say it's marketing.
That's
top of the marketing to you.
And top of the marketing to you.
Top of the marketing to you. So we move over then to Italy, and in northern Italy they'll say buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
And in southern Italy
that sounds like pizza sauce.
It does.
In southern Italy they'll say buoniero.
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 I'm going in next year, y'all.
Okay, right on.
11-day cruise. We're going to Italy.
Oh,
man, it's gonna be beautiful. Bro, you gonna fall in love.
Good morning, kids.
Hey, listen, I dress for the part when I go out. Yes.
So since we like, all right,
I'm gonna have a little hat.
Okay.
And I might cut my mustache.
Are you gonna do a real thing? You should grow it out, and then like when you over there, like you get to So like you go over here and you like do the little twist over there.
I got you, dog.
Yeah, you do it. Put your hat on and do the little twist. The little swirl.
You gonna fall in love, especially Southern Italy, because you gonna look at it, you gonna say, "Oh, this is us." There's so many of us in Southern Italy. When you go to Sicily and Corsica and Sardinia, the people look like us. Literally look just like us in today. So, prendo parle Siciliano, so you have to learn how to speak Spanish. I mean, Sicilian, right? So we'll get it.
Well, he ain't gonna be there long enough.
Well,
you might be able to make some deals.
We're gonna be up there. I tell you, man. Might come back with it. Don't even worry about it.
So let's continue east. Right? We're gonna hop over to Poland and we're gonna say Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
I'm sorry.
Dzień dobry in Poland.
Hold on. I'm sorry I interrupted that. Shoot that one more time. That was
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Iso.
Okay.
Tomatoes, tomatoes.
I like the way that language sound also.
And then when you hop over the border to Russia, they say Dobry dень.
Doje bring, whatever.
Dobry dень.
Doje bring.
Close. We're going over to China.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna say ni hao.
Ni hao.
Don't do it. Stop.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna say ni hao.
I'm
We
back.
got one more
I'm back.
for y'all.
It was ni hao, not the way you said
And
it.
when we
Ni
go
hao.
down, we're gonna say Ohio like the state.
Ohio.
Oh.
Nah,
Ohio.
no, don't say nothing now.
Oh.
No, don't say oh now.
I just said,
Konnichiwa in the afternoon. So
Konnichiwa.
that's what I want
Yeah,
to do.
no, I want to go around the world for real. So that's why we're gonna keep on practicing because I promise you won't.
We lost well it's actually
No, I hear y'all pretty.
it was a noise in there. I guess they killed me on the back end. But that was
Interesting, fun.
how many ways to say good morning?
It's so
we
many.
miss Shalom Aleichem for our Hebrew family.
Yeah, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom
Shalom
Aleichem.
Aleichem.
And I'm gonna give y'all Teddy P one more time. Wake up!
Everybody.
Hey, shout out to Brother Johnny, man. That is impressive
It is.
because to learn the origins and I'm trying to. Okay, I know you're a scholar, brother, so excuse me when I make up words.
Yeah.
Because I make up words because the tonguage in which you use
All words are made up.
to because it's tongue control, so the tonguage that is needed to say all of those
And
dialects.
accurately, and then to put the accent on it,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yo, you ain't got no bass in the back of your.
Quality.
You ain't got no. Oh,
Una quality.
okay. So on TikTok, I my algorithm go to those African women singing,
Okay.
and my wife be like, "What the hell did you order this guy?" I be stuck for about 30, 40 minutes.
They bring you in, don't they? It's like the sirens. They're like the sirens.
And it be about 50 of them, and they be doing that. I be, oh yeah.
Yeah, make you cry. If you ever really listen to Africans sing, we will make you cry.
Okay, question for you. Based on your travels, or anybody, or just research, if you had to leave America, which country would y'all want to live in and why?
Oh, wow. The African continent is probably the most amazing place on the planet. Having lived in Africa, you get everything there. Africa's in all 4 hemispheres. So in South Africa, you get penguins, and in North Africa, you got deserts. South Africa is so close to the South Pole that you literally get penguins and killer whales. And then in North Africa, you have deserts and oases. East Africa, you have some of the most beautiful places. The Seychelles. The Seychelles are absolutely gorgeous. You can go skiing in Kenya. You can go skiing, throughout Southern Africa and Eastern Africa, and then West Africa. I mean, absolutely gorgeous land. Red land, like you're going through Georgia and Alabama. The clay is red in West Africa. You have the Guinea Highlands. I think that if I had to choose any place that I've been, I probably would live in somewhere on the continent, because everywhere on the continent is amazing.
Well, I've never been to Africa, right? But I would love to visit.
You will love it.
I want to visit, but all the places that I've been to at this point, what's the prettiest and like the most peaceful to me? The Cayman Islands.
Ooh, yes.
So if I had a place to go, it would be the Cayman Islands. It's a different type of peace. It's flat. Like most islands you go to, it's like hilly. It's so clean there. The people are very nice. It's just like you get out there and you just like, so the Caymans is where I will go. I love Hawaii. I'm a beach girl, so like I like anywhere with the sun where you can get good sand. But overall, the Caymans were where I would choose. And don't ruin it for me with like some messed up history.
About the Cayman Islands?
Yes, because I know it'll come.
She talking about no ruin it for me. Me personally, as a follower of the bag, I would like to claim my territories in Uganda.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Uganda's so gorgeous. The Great Lakes.
So, and I keep telling people this. Everybody say, "Oh, Russia and China ain't using the U.S. dollar no more." And the reason that is because that black man that was standing up in between them from Uganda, they just found trillions of dollars worth of gold in Uganda, like gold mountains.
Yeah.
So that's what they basing their money off right now, is the gold in Uganda. So I heard Brother Donnie say 40 acres in a mule, we'll take them to Africa. I want mine right on the side of that gold mountain. That's what I want.
You want the residue to just fall over to you.
Gold residue is enough for me.
Just sprinkle me with some asphalt or something like that.
Sprinkles come back solid.
In Uganda, the White Nile breaks off into the Blue Nile. And oh my goodness, just the land itself is not just from the resources, but the land itself is rich. The fish that you get, the water. I mean, Uganda is absolutely beautiful.
Fish.
Yeah, it's where Africa turns. It takes a kind of southernward decline. Africa is strange in that southern Africa has a higher elevation than northern Africa. That's why the Nile flows downhill, uphill, and the Nile actually flows from south to north because Africa's tilts. Africa's just an amazing place. It's an amazing place, and when y'all go, trust me, y'all not going.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go. It's definitely on my list. So then I may change where I want to go. You know what I mean? But right now, the Caymans is where I'm at. Y'all, let's see. It's just like, yeah,
white sand in the Caymans.
Yes, it's just
sugar sand.
I like Honduras too.
Okay.
I think Honduras, like when I went to Honduras, it was like,
yeah,
I felt like, I was supposed to be over here with these people, man. We was in the hood, like chilling, man. We on the bikes. We got shook down by the police.
That happened.
What? Somebody had to go.
Oh, you felt like you was home?
Troll pulled out. I don't know.
It was a little cop too, what he was like.
One about this tall and one over there in the bushes.
I'm taller than everybody over there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honduras is beautiful though, man. Honduras, Central America is gorgeous. The world, people is beautiful. So travel it if you can.
I mean, honestly, it's so much to see, right? And okay, I appreciate Florida, right? Let me say that because like where we live at right now, we definitely live in paradise. Like people is looking for this atmosphere because we got beautiful beaches as well. Oh, they really.
Now it's for sale. The paradise for sale, and we don't realize it.
Right. And I mean, and when you're young, you're like, I'm leaving home. Once I start to travel and I love the beautiful places, it just let me appreciate home a lot better because a lot of places where we're going, they're trying to recreate what we have here. You know what I mean? And so it's so beautiful. I'm just telling you, appreciate it. If you have any real estate here, keep it. Don't sell it. I mean,
are you selling me?
Well, I mean, you're selling to somebody that looks like you. They're, you know, it's what's on your, what, you know what?
It's money making motivation.
It did, and you know what? I put what's on your mind Monday. I'm so sorry. It is motivation. Money making money.
Two entrepreneurs, which is
all of us.
We're gonna get a little game sprinkled on us.
But you know, so all right. This is what we are afraid of, us in our community, is using our resources properly, right? Like our parents and our grandparents bought houses, they have the houses. I don't understand why people don't take the equity out of it and then invest, flip, and make better decisions with. You know what I mean? Because you have free money, you have money over there sitting for you. Not free, but it's sitting there for you.
So what I've gathered and observed as a community here, we have like we don't think that we smart enough sometimes. And why I say that is the people that are in those positions, someone like me, one like my sister-in-law Taisha, which is a broker, will speak to them and they won't even talk to them.
Right.
But then you get called 84 times a day because your name listed on this property to sell it, and you wind up selling it to somebody that can barely speak parts of English.
So first of all, I get these text messages and phone calls.
Mhm.
We're not selling. Like I didn't ask for you to call me. I didn't ask for you to text me.
But when we decide to sell, what I'm saying is, it's millionaires here. I just was listening to Earn Your Leisure, and one of the biggest real estate flippers is a guy right here in St. Pete. Posters all the way around, and this man went over the board. Like, people are looking to him to learn how to do what he's doing. He's selling his program now, right here from St. Pete. These are the people we need to be selling to. Like if it's internal racism. A lot of our commercial properties that sit around here that's owned by old folks, they won't even speak to the mother of a professional football player that's trying to come in here and purchase this property.
Right.
You know what I mean? They won't even talk to her. She sends me to talk to some of these people sometimes. Wow. And I see it. You know what I mean? I see it. And
good morning, Debbie.
As I say, I think me and Brother Donnie was talking about this, especially with our commercial property, which is our prime right now, owned by Black elders. Let's not die with the torch in your hand. You know what I mean? If your lineage is not going to, if you're not going to allow them to build this business, sell it to someone Black that is.
But this is crazy. So here you go. If they're not going to allow their family to build it, you imagine them letting somebody else come in and
sell it.
No. When you said not allow your lineage to build it, right? So if you're not going to allow nobody else to build it, you think you're going to convince them to sell it to somebody that looks like them? If they won't even let their family take it and try to push it on because they don't see the vision. I don't see them, you know what I mean?
How you not see the vision when you will sit back and talk about how bad Black people get done, but then
sometimes
you're trying to get that really, I'm just trying to point out that mentality.
That's what
it ain't got nothing to do with the transaction. It's all about why we don't want to deal with each other. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. It's about the what I said, the financial Black on Black racism. That's all I see. You know what I mean? Why we don't want to deal with each other? I don't understand it. Like, why would you not sell your property if you're going to sell it to someone that looks like you? Why would you? If they got the money green.
Right. Money green.
Classism.
It is.
And that's what it is.
And you know what? Our money, it's crazy when you say that. Like, it's the same money, right? But sometimes depending on who bring it, it don't hold as much weight. Which is crazy because it spins the same.
The white man's ice is colder.
Yes. even though we got the same ice.
White man's ice colder, boss.
You know what I mean? Like I never understood it, but like us working together and getting together, but but we are programmed not to trust each other.
Well,
we are programmed to not trust each other, and for us who does, we deprogrammed a lot of stuff. But go ahead.
So within that program, I always reference the movie Life. You got one white man sitting over here giving his speech about the state of Mississippi. Over here is a Black dude holding a gun.
That's it.
And the rest of us is Black inmates. And if this one dude makes a decision to say, hey, we finna go, because I got the gun, but he chooses I will kill you before I leave here with you.
Never realizing that he's an inmate.
That you can't know.
That's called in philosophy. It's called false consciousness. It's when you contribute to your own demise, thinking that you're contributing to your rise, and that's false consciousness, and that's something that unfortunately plagues all communities.
Pause. We are like 8:01. We're late for the. But kids say some people want to see you do better, just not better than them.
That's the problem.
That is the problem. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back
Yes,
like 7 minutes after the hour. Tag a friend, tell a friend. Yes, ride out with us. What you was about to say? And I did it before. I thought you was gonna.
I was to say we coming back with thoughts on Memorial Day.
Oh yeah, we do.
Y'all on it now. That was a hard punch to the gut.
What?
To the people.
Yeah.
Who want to move like that. That was
we moving like that.
That was a powerful punch to the gut. I might go.
It's possible the rocket carrying the satellite will pass
through
territory, hence Pyongyang's
Tokyo.
But Japan's threat to shoot down the rocket is unlikely to deter them. The working spies have flagged
But I know how to make sure.
to spot an incoming attack, but also to plot his own.
Check.
This is Robert Boyd at Deuce's Corner in South St. Petersburg, which has been a staple in this community for literally generations. So Charlene and Chandra thought no better place to bring back the Natural Food Festival.
The Deuces is sort of like the heart of the African American community. Correct. It has been the heart of the art, culture, economic center for many, many years.
Charlene Edwards and Chandra Allison started the Natural Food Festival back in 2019.
The whole idea was to introduce plant-based eating to Black and brown communities and really just tell people about the benefits.
Unfortunately, the pandemic put the festival on a long hiatus, but this Saturday it's back and with a new edition, the grand opening of the Deuces Food Forest.
We are lacking of healthy options in our community. So the Deuces Food Forest is set up to bring some of our urban produce to be able to sell and set up, so we'll have those options.
A project years in the making, Charlene and Chandra are now hoping to turn it over to the public.
Recruiting the community to help build it,
Right.
to help sustain it, and then tell us what they want to see there.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
That's
not
important.
just us pushing information. It's a two-way street where people tell us what they're interested in, and we make that available.
Right. At the end
for
of the
them.
day, it is for the community.
And during the festival is the perfect time for families to try some of those healthier options.
Open up our palates with some mindful tasting so that you can taste something new, something different, and really kind of roll it around in your head.
Right, really think about it. Yeah.
Think about how that makes you feel.
In South St. Pete, Robert Boyd, ABC Action News.
That's the problem why we have conflicting theories. You can't even.
District 7 is located along its north end on 5th Avenue North, all the way down to 54th Avenue South, from as far west as 58th Street to 16th Street South on the east. I'm Brother John Muhammad, your council member for District 7. We're standing in one of my favorite spots in the district, Clam Bayou Preserve. This nature preserve is a great destination for anyone looking to escape the buzz of city life. The park offers walking and biking trails and a launching spot for kayakers and paddleboarders. It's easy to stay active and outdoors around here. District 7 is also home to the Thomas Jet Jackson Rec Center, Genie Hall Pool, and the Child's Park Recreation Center, where you can spot one of our most recognizable landmarks in the district, the Dream Big, Be Big mural. If those destinations weren't enough, we also have the Skyway Trail and the Pinellas Trail, offering car-free mobility throughout the district and connecting to other parts of the city of St. Petersburg. If history and culture is what you seek, this district is also rich with options, from the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum, a stroll along the African American Heritage Trail, or a visit to the historic Manhattan Casino. Our local businesses shine in the district. Local shops and good food can be found throughout, including the Deuces Live Main Street and the 16th Street Business District. District 7's locations within St. Pete is also close proximity to just about everything, whether you're looking for access to downtown or the waterfront on the east or the Gulf beaches to the west. There's a lot that I can say about what I love about representing this district, but what it really comes down to is the people who live here, the people who work here, and the rich history of resilience, all due to a community that has overcome barriers to progress time and time again.
There you are.
Those on trial are accused of being.
Mike still hot, y'all?
Is your business ready for a website, but you just
Hello.
Hello, just like that. We're back.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yeah, we back in it. This King Jab, the voice of himself and the people.
Intellectual gangster.
Oh, you're laughing. No, okay, so first of all, let's apologize because I know y'all heard some of like.
Who?
No, I'm just saying because they was like.
Oh, they said the mic was hot.
Oh, some of it. Can y'all hear? Did y'all hear everything we talked about?
It's okay.
I don't think they did, but it's okay.
Hey,
It's like.
listen, there's one thing about life. If you
Keeps on
if you say it in a dead room, you should repeat it in a live room.
Look, it keeps on rolling.
that's
Just like this, keep on strolling. Okay, this is Qiana.
We just introduced ourselves.
Oh, again, y'all know
This is the intellectual gangster, your brother.
and thank y'all for returning back on the second hour. This is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as Feed.
Dad. Hey man.
And we're redefining what's cool. Yeah, no, it's a holiday, so like it's
very
bad.
lax. It's lax. People drinking early.
So, all right, so great stuff happened this weekend. We know the all-white party.
Mhm.
Everybody, I mean, all the
I
same
heard
people.
nothing negative. I didn't go.
I didn't go.
For this to be St. Petersburg, okay, let's go back to the segment before we went to break.
Yes.
If we can keep the all-white party spirit going,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I'm talking about. Like I heard nothing negative. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and we can do it. We just don't want to do it. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, they brought out the whole St. Pete. Like, everybody stepped out. So, I always love to see great events. Like, as being somebody who promotes events, it's really good to see other people do great stuff. Like, I like to see when success is happening. And black excellence is amazing, you know.
So I do have a spot in my heart for both.
Okay.
That's my homie.
Mhm.
When we were taken from St. Petersburg, he carried on the tradition of some of the things that we kind of was doing. We was doing promotions back then. You remember that? Like we was bringing what T.I., Lil Flip. We brought them right on Central. We did like even with X-Con, we probably promoted about 15 shows that we actually performed in, and to see Bo take a game that he seen because he wasn't in it with us. He just seen it like, oh, and I can make my way in this. Cause like I wouldn't sit here and say, oh, no, he's seen it. And he
But
said,
you know,
I could take off in this, and he did, and I respect that.
but okay, so what people don't realize, it's a team too.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't like you.
Yeah, you look at the face of it.
Yeah, no, it's a whole team. It's a lot of them that's behind scenes that people don't know of. So when you're thinking about like, oh yeah, I'm finna come and take the game, you have to have a team behind you, with you, and not just behind you, but with you, helping you do all this stuff and come in, because there's a lot of nicks and crannies and a lot of I's that need to be dotted and T's to be crossed. So it takes a slew of people, I know, in general, to make
position players.
Yeah.
We have to understand too that we're rooted in history and things like all white parties. This is not new. Ibn Battuta, who was a great world traveler in the medieval times, came to Mali, and one of the things that he wrote about is he says the Malians, they gleam on Friday because they all wear white. So we were doing all white parties, for Juma, just on Friday when we would all get together and go to the town square, 2-3 million strong, everybody, all white.
Yeah.
With that beautiful melanin coming, peeking up underneath that white.
That white, you can't see nothing but the eyes.
Yeah, so that was gorgeous. We've been doing that. When he described in his travels, Ibn Battuta said that the people who wore all white, he said that they are rarely unjust and have a greater hatred of injustice than any other people on the planet. So this is us, and this has been us. So we've been throwing good all white parties and getting down for about a little over 1,000 years.
I mean, listen, I'm with it. I wish I could have came. I had some prior engagements that I had to go, but kudos to Bo, Super Cat, everybody that who all hosted the event. Y'all did y'all thing. Kudos, another successful event marked in the books of the Black excellence here in St. Pete, because we started off kicking it out with Tonio Barbershop Book Club in February of the Black Excellent Gala, and we haven't really stopped rolling since then. We really haven't. Keep it rolling. Now, another thing, that Little Mermaid came out this weekend. It came out Friday. Now, I want to go see Little Mermaid. Y'all know I want to see Little Mermaid, right?
My grandson, when he talking about they was kissing.
So
now I got to explain this, but he'll proceed.
All right, my niece went. I want to go. I'm a Little Mermaid fan. And for everybody that came out to look at it, like, amazing. They were #1 in the box office. The last I checked, I think they made they made $118 million.
First week?
The first weekend, not even the week.
So, okay, so as actors,
and this is a day ago.
As Black people, as people that's building our franchises, I was just listening to the brother Shamik Moore that played Spider-Man, and he was saying that, although he's happy with what they pay him, they're not making 2% of the money that they're bringing into the box office. So first week, 129, 118.
Yeah.
I doubt if Chloe got paid 18.8 to do the role. Well, ain't that's Chloe, right?
Yeah.
I doubt she even got paid 18.8 to do the role. First week, she didn't get 10% of the first week. Just something to look at. I'm a money. I follow the bag.
Well, it's funny. Hans Christian Andersen wrote The Little Mermaid. He's also the person who gave us the Ugly Duckling and Snow White and a lot of other
I knew that
things
name.
that we pulled from, right? He wrote this in the 19th century. So he wrote this in the 1800s, mid 1800s. It's amazing though how people are surprised when individuals who wrote from 200 years ago, how they laud different characteristics that we call fairy tales now. Like we've been inculcating these things as fairy tales, but these stories come from our story. When we watch The Lion King, that's the story of Sundiata Keita, and it's he who was literally called the Lion King. So when we can find ourselves in these stories, I think that's what you were saying, Q, earlier when you were talking about representation. Then you were talking about how representation matters. We can find ourselves in the stories and we can relate to them. Let's let this be a jumping off point to when we start incorporating our own African mythology, our own African stories, our own African fairy tales into the things that we do.
Oh, okay. So they said reportedly she made 1.5 million.
So she made 1%
Hopefully she gets something on the back end.
of the first week.
Man,
Less than 1%
get,
of the first
hopefully
week.
she gets something in the back end.
That was the conversation. That back end.
That back end.
Mm-hmm. That was the conversation. That back end. That's the conversation I have with Frank Kofa all the time. I don't know who his manager is, but he say he have a manager. But my only job is when I talk to him is to instill in his mind back in.
So he does have a manager.
I'm only improving that, but I know if I'm repetitive, he gonna catch what I'm saying.
No, yeah, because he what? So how we got the crunk coca?
Because I feel like my dog gonna do something and miss a lot of money on his back end. I'm trying to help him right now.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ownership of our talents is something that we have to do as a culture.
Okay, so they say her royalties is expected to go up to 50 million.
All right, that's back in.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah.
Good job, team. Good job to the team, man, because that's all you looking for.
I mean,
if I pop, pay me like that. Too.
Because this movie right here can retire her. It can. I mean, not saying that she want to be, but it can retire her.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so big. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They put her in a whole nother league, if I would say so.
Hey, man, I like to see black people get rich.
Me too.
I don't know about y'all.
I get excited. I get excited.
I ain't got no problem clapping for you, man.
That's it.
Like
that's what we were speaking about on Thursday, Voice of the People. Tune in for the Voice of the People on Thursday mornings from 9 to 10 right here at the new 99 Jam Scare Fest, the radio of 99.1 FM WUJM. Tune in as an addendum to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's exactly what you were saying on Thursday, is that we have to become our own cheerleaders, especially when we have a sense of community. But that comes from a sense of consciousness. That comes from not wanting to outstrip an oppressor, to have the sole monopoly on oppression. And I think that's what we were speaking about when we were talking about on the other end.
You got to. So I'll tell you this. There's people. I'm one of them people. You can dislike me or not, but if you have a good product, even if I don't physically go and spend my money, I'm still gonna support you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell somebody about you. I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? I might even go spend some money with you because honestly, I want us to win.
So let me share a story.
Yeah, go share a story.
All white party.
Mm-hmm. This one or another one?
This one right here.
Okay, let's go.
Somebody shared a post on Facebook. I need some heels to go with my dress for this all white party. I put in the post, got me solution tea. This person went to my comment and put a laugh. And it bothered me because you're also a business owner. You sell your goods to other people. Why would you do that to another business owner? This is like I don't want to say no names because I don't get into it, because it was a female, so I would never
Right.
Tag or say nothing to go back and forth because I'm old school. That's not my position to go back and forth with no woman.
Exactly.
But
that's a masculine position.
Exactly. That's that old school. That's what my old dudes taught me.
Yes, sir.
But it bothered me because you're a serial entrepreneur like me, likewise. So either it's you didn't like me, or you didn't like my wife, or you just don't want to support us. But why would you do that when today you might go on there and say, "Hey, I got this here for sale. Y'all come out at me."
Because people don't think about that beyond their own. They only think about self, right? And they don't think about everybody else in this whole little bubble of their own little world, right?
That's that. Let me address that. That's that fictitious flaw St. Pete clique.
It ain't just St. Pete. It's just it can be.
I'm talking about the one we got.
Okay, we're just talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, the flaw St. Pete clique.
I mean, I think that even if let's say you don't like the business, maybe you don't have shoes that they like, you could still heartedly keep on moving or not say nothing at all. The fact that you laughed at it, act like you wanted some drama. I'm glad that you didn't, because you know what? Misery loves company, right? And then people like to pull you out of your character. And on top of that, what I'm learning is people like to test your gangster, right? Is that honestly, because if you're a good person and you spread good light, they don't believe it's true.
Well, I'm not really a good person to check.
They don't believe that it's true. So they want to come and pull, dim your light and bring you down to the gutter with them and don't allow it.
It's interesting that you talked about self and people being interested only in self. There are two selves. Actually, there are three cells.
Okay.
In Arabic, they call them nafs, N-A-F-S, the three nafs. I think Freud would just call them the ego, and the superego. These three parts of self that people, until they understand and awaken to the light of who they are, can be three levels of darkness. They can be triple darkness, trifold darkness that you're trying to deliver people from. The self that we're talking about now, when we're talking about support, that's self-collective. So your ego will blind you from seeing the fact that you live in a place where your superego is the way you move in society. Your ego is the way you move within the concept that you have of yourself. And the third, naturally, being the id, that's just the natural feeling and caring for the body itself, the material needs. But that ego, once you stop there, you won't develop into somebody who understands where you are in society as a self-collective. This is something that we battle with in a society that reinforces egomania. It tells us that, listen, you're not beautiful just because one person doesn't like you. You're only beautiful if everybody says you're beautiful. And that's that ego that we continue to feed. Same thing goes into with the individual, with the sister and the heels. The sister laughed because her ego responded in a way that's saying, is there something wrong with me? Why should I support something like agape when I can clearly go and spend 10 times more at to help someone who's only interested in my oppression? That's that downfall. We don't understand. We've yet to be taught the concept of collective self, and I think that's something that we really should look into.
There you go.
Excuse me.
I was glad it happened the way it happened. I was glad I dealt with it the way that I dealt with it. What I learned is I didn't even have to say what happened because you said it. Because when she later posted, it was some designer that contributes to the oppression.
There you go.
But I also looked at it and like we spoke about Thursday, that as part of the black on black financial racism, because how do we as retailers expect for our consumers to support us if we're not supporting each other?
You'll never consume beyond your consciousness.
Well,
You will never buy outside of your consciousness. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. No, I'm just saying it's really so. Here go free game, right?
Uh-huh.
Support people if you want them to support you. That's really simple. You know what I mean? Like, I try my best to do myself. I have a lot of events. I do a lot of stuff, but when I can, I definitely try to support everybody. That like, stop hating. Just stop hating. Like even like there's times that I could hate. There's times when I could just say it ain't even worth it.
You know what I haven't done? I haven't done since 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and that was speak negative about another black business. I do a lot of business with black businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with my service with all of them,
Right.
but I will not take a platform and bash that business.
That's the acknowledgement of a collective self.
You know what I mean?
That's the acknowledgement of a collective self. That's the acknowledgement of you wanting to take a platform and bash yourself as an individual. So that when you understand that the collective self is just an expression, an extension of you as an individual, because you guys both share a common interest, because y'all share a common history. And then that's why you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm bigger and better than that.
So I'm with you. I will not go on there and like put your business name out there and bash you, right? But I will go to your review. No, I will go to your review page because I believe in teachable moments. And as a consumer, if I'm not happy, it's my job to let you know why not. Now, it's not my job to bash you, but it is my job to let you know that I was not happy with your services. And hopefully you take it as a teachable moment so that somebody else do not have that same experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm learning, because like I'm one of these people, I'm real simple. And if I find something I like, I just kind of stick with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm a client. I'm not a customer. I'm a client. There's a difference. Your customers just pop in and leave. They may not ever come back again. Boom. A client choose you. You're my preferred vendor, and that's where I go at. Once I like the services, you got a client in me. Don't customer me if I'm your client. Once you do that, you lose your client, and then I become a customer.
And history determines your interest. It's no mistake, King Jack, that you are able to recognize collective self.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, listen, we are people who share common experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Historical experiences in the past and historical experiences in contemporary times. But if you don't understand history, you won't understand where your interests lie.
Right.
And you'll do anything that's popular because you don't understand you have interest. The same way that designer was able to charge, I'm sure, multi times, what that individual was paying with shoes. It's because that designer understood their history.
And you know what's crazy is that they probably bought knockoffs.
I'm trying not to really go there.
I don't even know. I didn't see the comment.
In my mind, I had a whole slide, but
and back to this is why I do the reviews, because I used to not believe in that either. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then another black business owner had a conversation with me, and it was like, no, that's what your review section is for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I will keep on like I give you chances over chances before I walk away. Like if I'll go to McDonald's and I know they mess up my order and keep on patronizing them, I will do the same.
Well, listen, another one of my theories before, because we got to get into Memorial Day with Brother Johnny and Ask Qiana.
Oh, we are. Okay, we got 30 more minutes.
One of my other theories is, I'm glad you brought that up. My mind frame is to build my business umbrella and get the same grace as McDonald's.
Mm.
Because of just what you said. We'll go to McDonald's right now, order something, they put whatever the hell they want in the bag. You pull off, get down the road, be mad, cuss or whatever, boom, boom, boom. Go pick the kids up from school and they say, we want to go to McDonald's. Guess what? You went right back to that damn McDonald's. You know what I mean? And that's the grace. That's grace, bro. Like, that's great. Like, disappointment that is full of they, especially this one right here. They put whatever the hell they want in the bag.
Listen,
like, it's on the screen and you still put what you want in the bag. It's amazing.
I ain't even gonna lie. Every time I have to go to this McDonald's, I'm like,
But you heard what you said? Every time you have to go to
that McDonald's.
Let's give our businesses the same grace, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's give ourselves the McDonald's grace.
Yeah, and we're quick to believe the worst about each other.
We are.
Be it true or not. But again, that goes back into the consciousness that we have on ourselves. We're quick to believe the worst about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're quick to believe the worst about our intentions. We're quick to believe the worst about our instincts. We're quick to believe the worst about how we feel, how we think. We're really quick to believe the worst in ourselves, and we project that to other individuals who we believe have our same experiences. See, even though we might fool ourselves and act like we don't have our same experiences, when we see each other and you see a reflection of you, you think that person has your same experiences. Mm-hmm. And that's why you project everything negative that you can project on that being that's in front of you.
And just to recap for people who hopped in the middle of the conversation, is we're actually talking about supporting Black businesses and how we need to do more of that and to stop hating. In a nutshell.
Black men.
Yeah.
I want to address the Black men real quick.
Go ahead.
Especially us of those that have been in the penal system. It's no reason why you shouldn't come out and push and extend and relish in the unity of your Black people. When we go to prison, y'all, like, because I know a lot, I pray a lot of y'all ain't been there. Do you know that the Crips and the Bloods operate as one so they don't get killed off by the Mexicans?
It's the truth.
When you hit a compound, I'm in Fort Dix, New Jersey. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. So everybody from the South, we got to roll together so that we have a faction so that we can defend ourselves.
That's the truth.
If Black people don't unite in prison, the Mexican population will kill them off. The Aryan Nation population will kill them off.
That's the truth.
These brothers go to prison. Like I said, Crips and Bloods. Sit at the table and eat together because I got to watch your bag. But then we come home and go back. Come on, man. Like. So
I really want to. I really want. It is. I want to sit down and have like a conversation, like a prison conversation, like a show one day about this, because it's so, it's so many
this
different.
This is a whole 3-series movie.
That's what
that I can give you.
Because it's so. I mean, honestly, it's. So, when you look at it, one is when you're in prison, you have to think one way, and then you come out and you have to recondition to think another. And there's so much that I hear. I've never been in prison, right? But I know a lot of people that have. You have some good out there, and there's some bad. And I wish that on everything you can leave the bad where it needs to be at. But it's almost impossible to separate the two.
I think it's individual. It's an individual outlook on that, because anybody that ever been in prison, I don't give a damn what you doing in life. It's one thing that prison is going to teach you. If it didn't teach you, you're probably a fool beyond the most fools. It's nothing more valuable than your time. You can't make enough money in these streets to value the amount of time that you can lose Man, I left at 6 years old and came home. My babies was graduating high school.
So your baby was
My baby
6.
was 6 when I left. When I came home, I went to back-to-back graduations. You can't measure that time.
Right.
You can't put a value, you can't put a price. I went to prison. I went to the federal prison 23 years old, and I was probably one of the few young men in this city that can say I counted $500,000 that was mine. Feds took all that. Feds took a lot from us. We had a whole record label. Like, people don't know Qiana was there, but she kind of was on the outside, like corporate accounts. All of this because I was on the money back then. So, yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think that's when, and then we have to applaud the efforts of brothers and sisters who do exactly what you're saying, who make sure that these talks happen. Brothers like King Jab, brothers like Jihad Amos Muhammad, my brother, who we were just having this conversation with Brother Elijah Farrakhan, Mr. Farrakhan's grandson. We were just having this conversation a couple of days ago about how we can maximize the good that we get out of experiences. But we do that by mitigating the bad that's in the experiences and understanding that, listen, when you're behind that wall, prison is an institution. We can't forget that. When brothers and sisters, when they still making buck, when they come out, they still making buck. We say they've been institutionalized, right?
Well, let my wife tell you the story about that. Because I came right home and made me swim in the garage.
You know, Lord, man, I had some old oranges one time with my father. He told me, but don't throw them oranges away. I said, listen, you on the outside, you got to do that no more. But prison is an institution. Whenever you institutionalize individuals, that comes with a certain order and structure. And if you don't abide to that and conform to that order and structure, it costs you your life. Well, outside, we have to have those same institutions if we want to get those same results. And I think that's what you were saying when you were saying people need to come together. We need to have this discussion.
We definitely
in a form where everybody can be heard, and then we can build off the skills that we can.
Because I do see that there are skills that are like anywhere you go, you can make the best out of anything, even if it's bad. But
I would say, Brother Johnny, you are a very smart young man. I've probably met 50 of this man in prison. I had a.
You're right.
Would have met 51 had I not been fortunate.
You can't imagine what these dudes is putting together, man. We had a Cuban that, man, we had, you ever seen the prison radio, the little clear radio? Man, we had iPads inside the radio, man.
Well, here we go. This is where I'm going, and then we're going to elbow off of this because we're going to talk about Memorial Day because we really don't have that.
And I don't want to talk to the adults. I want to talk to your son. Let's go.
I want to talk to them.
I mean, you and your sons.
Right.
Bring your sons.
I think it needs to be twofold. I can't even get my thoughts out because I know y'all know, but I'm very passionate about y'all black men. And, I'm rooting for y'all. And, I see the trauma that it ruins great men when they go into the system and don't realize that they was operating one way here and now you need to operate another way out here. You know what I mean? And you have great tools that people have given you in prison because you meet all different types of people. And you can bring it out here and be successful. But, society tends to make it so hard for them to re-enter society and make a productive living without going through so many hurdles. And so we need positive other men to help motivate and push them because it really, what I'm learning also is that the men that make it out is their support system that they have. Like when you come in, it's your wife that you have next to you that like if you kind of got discouraged, she kind of kept you lifted and like motivated you to move on because you have something more than yourself to lose.
Well, you said everything because one of the main reasons why I spent $44,000 cash remodeling and building a Gabi Soul QT is because of when I was out of prison and we used to be at dinner and this woman used to slide me her card under the table because she knew I couldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was stuff like that. She never damaged my ego. So you hit that right on the head. But I want to, like, these men, like the men that have re-entered society. First re-entry programs is a joke.
Mhm.
If you ain't got somebody like me that's been there, that's who and came home and then succeeded, it's a joke.
Mhm.
Because they're not even giving them basic computer skills. I done said, I'm not bashing any people when I tell the truth. Because people think I'm bashing people, but I sat on 16th Street, I ran a whole street team program, and it took me to go in there and hook up the desktops. Because they were sitting in the corner collecting dust.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And say, we finna use these. Now people walking in on the street, sitting on the desktop doing applications. You know what I mean? Yeah, they had one or two, but y'all got a whole program back here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Teach people computer skills. I don't care what nobody said. When you come out of prison, you're gonna need computer skills.
You need, yeah, because you haven't learned how to
You
work
can't
your cell phone.
you can't
do
fill
that.
out applications. Go get a job. Ain't no paper applications.
So we may continue this conversation maybe on Thursday.
Yeah.
Malcolm X was saying when he was talking about the building of a skills bank, we must.
Man, we've been talking about that. We see that for 10 years, and we need to start. Hey, I gotta pause it. We got Miss Sierra Clark Refuge sent us 50 stars, y'all.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So, and her post says, "Joyful morning and you beautiful beings."
Yes,
and we thank you
doing,
for that.
Thank you so very much.
We're doing Blacknificent in here, Sierra. Yeah, I love Sierra. Yes. Go ahead. All right, so you got like, can you sum it up? 5 minutes?
All right, now,
you got
we
5
gonna ride
minutes.
with it.
Go ahead, ride with your 5. You
We
got
do
5.
have 5.
Go.
I can't be long, so I'll definitely
Give me
be
one.
strong. All right.
Give me one.
We understand that the history of, well, first things first, we understand that today is Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say happy Memorial Day to all who have served and to all who have lost their lives in the service.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that we were the first people. When I say we, I mean the American African community, May 1st, 1875, in Charleston, South Carolina, were the first community to celebrate Memorial Day. An African community, an American African community gave the United States Memorial Day, 1865, May 1st, Charleston, South Carolina. It's a really good article written in Time magazine called The Overlooked Black History of Memorial Day. But today we're going to take a bit of a spin because this is what we do as a Tampa Breakfast Club. And we're going to say that as people who have constantly been fighting liberation struggles in the Americas, since the first African resisted being taken on the coast of Africa, this is when our resistance began. So we're going to say that we wish a happy Memorial Day to all of us who lost our lives as well. When I say all of us, I mean everyone who lost their life in the liberation struggle. I mean little Bobby Hutton. I mean the brother Hutton. Brother Fred Hampton. I mean all of us who sacrificed our lives, the Panthers that fell, all of the individuals who were members of Jomo who fell, all of the individuals who were members of the Nation of Islam. We'd like to say a happy Memorial Day to the family of our brother Aramis Nipsey Hussle. Rolling Knolls in-card neighborhood. So we like to say, brother T. Rogers, who brought the Black Peace Stones out west from Chicago. We like to say happy Memorial Day to all of the GDs who fell, all of the BDs who fell, all of the individuals of the Black Liberation Army who fell. We like to say happy Memorial Day to everyone who fell and everyone who continues to rise after they've fallen. These individuals are the ones who've given lives up, all the people who've given up and who died to a life that was contrary to our rise, and then rose up, resurrected themselves in a life that suited our rise. We want to definitely do that. And as we look back through history, again, we inherited an African liberation struggle. It did not begin in 1619. It did not begin in 1865 or 1860 or 1861. Our liberation struggle is a liberation struggle that began years ago. There's a very good book that I'm holding in my hand now. It's called A Turbulent Time, the French Revolution in the Caribbean, the Greater Caribbean. It's by David Gaspard and Dr. David Gegas. And in it, I absolutely love to reference this. On page 46 and 47, my co-host can see, if you're listening on the radio, you can. Gaspard and Gegas list slave rebellions and slave conspiracies from 1789, not 1619, but from 1789, and that's not even the ones that occurred in 1502, like the Christmas revolutions in Santo Domingo. We're talking about from 1789, which is roughly the beginning of the United States, right? They would say roughly the beginning of the American colonies, until 1815. We have in 1789, we have uprisings in Martinique and Desamara, 1790, Cuba, Guadeloupe, Venezuela, Tortuga, Martinique again, St. Lucia, 1791, and Dominica, Saint Domingue again, Guadeloupe, Saint Domingue, Louisiana, United States. We have in November Saint Domingue. In December we have Jamaica. That's 1791. We go all the way through until 1789. Saint Domingue, Guadeloupe, Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Louisiana, the Bahamas, Venezuela, the Cuba, Puerto Rico, Florida, Curacao, Brazil, and the list goes on and on and on. Louisiana, Santo Domingo, Bahamas, Venezuela, Cuba, New Granada, which was at that time, New Granada is now what they call Colombia. Curacao to Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Trinidad, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Louisiana, Martinique, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Louisiana, Santo Domingo, and in December of 1815, Jamaica. What I'm saying is that we didn't sit idly by and accept oppression. We rose up, we fought, and we lost our lives. And to everyone who's lost their life in the liberation struggle, we say Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
You put that right where it needs to be at. As a St. Pete, Floridian that was raised in a Los Angeles gang culture, I've seen a lot of death. I lost a lot of homeboys. It's crazy you said Nipsey Hussle, Rolling 60 neighborhood Crips. It's actually our biggest rivals out there in California. Where I lived at, which was Gardena, California, neighborhood Crips was our biggest rival. They was right across the street from us. We 132nd to 129th, rolling neighborhood Crips started at 120s. Oh, this can be verified. That was one of the that was actually, I want to go back and pull it out of my archives because I did I spoke to the street team about gang violence because that's when they was calling 16th Street Crenshaw. Mm-hmm. And I showed Crenshaw and I pretty much showed that it was like a Mason-Dixon because the Crips was on this side, Bloods on this side, pretty much all the way up the whole strip. How the Marathon store is actually always been in a blood neighborhood. Mm-hmm. This is why people getting killed going over there trying to take pictures behind the store. Now you ain't got no business over there. And this is how you lay that down and gave those fallen soldiers memorial. Also, I like that because I've seen a lot of death in that realm.
Yes, sir.
And those soldiers are not to be forgotten.
Right.
A lot of people don't know. When you talk about gang violence, the media would have you believe that it's me fighting against him. 85% of gang violence is black against Mexican. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial.
What y'all cooking, man?
And to all the brothers and sisters, I didn't shout out the Damo Nation. All the brothers and sisters who represent the Damo Nation. We definitely honor all the fallen.
Okay. Do we have an ex Qiana?
I showed you what it was this morning. Are you ready?
First of all, it's plum food.
No, it's not. I have a valid question, y'all. Ask Qiana. No, I'm bringing it. No, we're going right into it. Ask Qiana, y'all.
What's the question?
So this morning, I was sitting at the desk, y'all, and we had this whole meeting about how we supposed to do something. And I was sitting at the desk ready to do it, to start the show. And here comes Qiana. And she say, Jab, you need to move. I said, well, I need to move. I can't log in from home. I'm trying to do this. She say, no, but the rule is the men got to be over here on the camera and she got to be over there. So my ask Qiana is, how come the women get to make up rules as we proceed along in the game? Like the buzzer already started. Why are we making up new rules?
First of all, it's really not a new rule. Okay, so what we talked about was new. And honestly, you were supposed to be tech on your own computer, but then you wanted to take my little setup and do tech here, which would have been nice. But then I wouldn't have been able to do what I need to do right here, right? So there we go. So really what I did was say we're just going to stay the same and we're not going to mix it up and confuse the people today.
I think you did a soft press bully. That was a soft press bully move.
I've been called a bully a few times.
Put one in the chat if you think Brother King Jam was right. And put two in the chat if you think Sister Qiana was right.
I'm gonna say that. You're gonna put your cheek. Oh, so you're calling me a bully?
One or two. One in the chat you think Brother King Jam was right.
A bully.
Two in the chat if you think Sister Qiana was right.
Yeah, that's how it was done. But that was I mean, because my wife does it. Like, how do women get to make up these rules? Like, I really want to get into this. Like, Brother Johnny, he's laughing out of experiencing these things.
It's the femininity of us that, like, it's the softness.
I think I probably have to agree with that.
I think that's how the apple got bit.
I think there's more women understand that power is in their softness, then they'll be able to get further. I think that especially when you're dealing with masculine men, I think that when women are able to master their femininity, and this is a lesson that we learn from people like Cleopatra, or Michelle Obama. You know, we learn that when women are able to master their femininity, then they're able to master the world, at least their world.
Absolutely.
And I think that had Qiana not been dealing with a masculine man and Brother King Jab, then they just would have sat back going back and forth bickering. Because their chaos would have met their chaos, but you had chaos that met order, and not calling Q detrimental, but just saying that the feminine is naturally chaotic. It has to be chaotic. The feminine has to be chaotic because the feminine has to deal with chaotic situations. There's nothing more chaotic to the human body than pregnancy.
They're destructive.
Yeah, exactly. So the feminine has to be able to maintain a sense of balance in chaos. But for the masculine, there's nothing more chaotic than building a family. So he has to maintain a certain amount of order. So I think the lesson that you guys both gave the world in that hilarious interaction, from my perspective, is the interplay between the masculine and the feminine. And I think that was absolutely beautiful the way y'all pulled that one off.
Can I make you laugh even further, Brother Johnny?
Oh, it is. Yes, sir.
Because this is why it's hard for us to gain ground and actually win when it comes to things like this. It's because, like you said, okay, if you on Qiana's side, put a 2. If you on King Jab's side, put a 1.
Right.
So I put a 1, right? So guess what Qiana did? She sent 50 stars, then put her 2. This is why we can't win, bro. It's very strategic, bro.
Yes. That's the feminine.
The twos are coming.
See what I'm saying? We got people. Oh, Lord. Here you go.
That sisterhood is a powerful thing. That sisterhood is a powerful thing.
You hear a little snicker, y'all? Like that? Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. She sent her 50 stars, then put a 2. See what I'm saying? She's gonna prioritize my 2. I get it. Hey, y'all can send us stars, man. If y'all on Facebook, this is how we gain revenue, and we actually take the money from these stars and donate it back to the station. So it's a good realm of support. We support the show as we going through it. So that's what the stars is. Y'all see the stars. y'all actually get some free stars. So send us your free stars, bro.
Yes.
Then buy some more.
Right. Because your first 200 are free if you never sent them. And then after you send us the first 200, because we'll accept them, because I mean, we're telling you about it.
I'll give you a receipt on your stars too.
Right, there you go. So you can use it on your taxes next year. And then there's centerpiece, right? After that. But like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. And I mean, there you go. All right, so we have 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And so it looks like I won.
You got one additional vote.
It don't matter. It's one additional more than what you got.
I see my daughter, Tiara, please put a 1 in
No,
there.
Tiara, don't do it. Tiara, don't do it.
And then, see, this is how you win. So the person who vote for her sends 310 stars.
There we go. Woo, woo, woo.
I'm going to see how many stars y'all send when I kill Qiana in this chair dancing battle. How about that? How about that? Oh, yeah.
Wait. Challenge.
If I had the glove, I'd pat you.
And I see Tiara thought I won because all she did was laugh. She didn't even put the 1 on her plate. So, I mean, listen. She didn't vote at all, which is a vote for me.
Listen. That's my baby girl. She voted more.
Lesson in democracy. When you abstain, you vote.
You heard what you said, y'all. You withheld your vote, so you voted for the other side. That's what happened, ma'am.
It's all love. Okay, so final thoughts. Go ahead, darling.
Final thoughts on me. Expand your game. Understand on this Memorial Day that we don't necessarily only, we don't exclude the service members from the United States military who fell, but we include all the people who fought liberation struggles, regardless if they fought those struggles on the streets or in the jungles or in the highlands in Europe and Africa and in the Caribbean. And our legacy goes back a long way. So let's make sure that we honor all that's fallen on this Memorial Day.
My final thought is my auntie, that's my mom, my second mama coming through with my vote. Thank you, auntie.
So we have the last minute shake up.
It's a tie. It's still a tie. All right. Thank you. My final thought will I will ask everybody to let's just do a brief moment of silence for the young man and young in the family of the young man that lost his life last night. We didn't really dig into it because I mean it's out there, but I want to do a quick moment of silence. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, so Jab people done came in slowly but surely at the final hour.
And just say I was right, just before you do your final thought. You all, it's part of this. This is therapeutic. Just say I'm right.
Let's say this. As of right now, you have more than me, but by the end of the day, I can guarantee.
Can you just say like it's,
right?
It's almost 9 o'clock.
We didn't put a time on it. But this show, people keep on sharing. As of right now, Jab has more than I.
Q-House, don't storm the radio station.
Don't
storm the radio station.
Don't worry. But no, final thoughts is you have a day off today. Enjoy your family. Do something that's going to make you smile. You know, I'm big on just hopping on the great moments. Like this right here was a great experience in the radio station with you being a bully, I guess.
Soft press bully.
Okay, soft press bully.
Use our words correctly. Okay. Soft press is important.
Okay, well, soft press bully in here. But no, be the change you want to be or see right here. We enjoyed this show, like always. We'll catch y'all on Wednesday. This has been Qiana.
It's Intellectual Gangster, your brother Donnie.
This King Jab.
And this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And y'all have a great day.
Yeah.
In one of the most dramatic acts of mass protests 4 years ago. The next sentence is
Jackson. I'm going to call in a minute.